morning, good afternoon. Hello, it's been forever. It's me.
It's a Mario. I had to. Hi, guys. Oh, I hit the shit out of the mic. I'm so sorry, Mer. It's straight out the gate. I have no idea how to act.
We don't know how to act
fine.
today. It's been a minute, friends.
It has. For us, it has been. For y'all, we in case y'all haven't figured this out, we do a few of these episodes at a time and then schedule them once a week so that in case some shit happens in the background, aka I went on my honeymoon, y'all still getting content. So you're welcome in advance. And with that being said, welcome to Two Girls,
No Fucks.
I am Katrina.
I'm Ashley Marie.
And I feel like when this episode airs, we'll be right at the cusp of the beginning of the WNBA season opener.
You are correct, ma'am.
So let's talk about it.
Okay.
Women in sports. Everyone says we're having a moment. I just think we're finally getting attention. Because these bitches have been good for a long time.
Let's specify. Bitches in all sports have been good. Y'all are just fucking paying attention now.
Oh my God. So you have notes.
I have so many notes because this has been heavy on my... I didn't realize how heavy on my soul it was until I wrote it all down.
Look at that.
Because as a former female athlete, it bothers me.
What sports did you play growing up?
Oh, okay. Let's
get into it.
Let's start.
Yep.
So everyone in my family had to play soccer because my dad wanted us all to play soccer.
That's right.
I'm the only one who lasted longer than
everybody else.
A year. I played soccer for 10 years.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Good shit.
I was a cheerleader. Mm-hmm. I played field hockey.
Nice.
I was on a dance team. You name it, I was trying to do it because I needed to do everything.
Absolutely. I'm here for that.
In high school, I joined JROTC, which isn't necessarily a sport.
I feel like it could be.
We had a Raider team, which was like a fitness team. So we did that I did that for 3.5 years. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
Good shit.
Those are all my things.
I love it.
My sister played volleyball. My brother wasn't really big into sports. Mm-hmm. So
that's okay.
We did everything else.
It's not for everybody.
Each one of my female cousins played some sort of sport because it's what you're supposed to do.
It's what you're supposed to do.
So it's like a thing.
Yeah. Trust me, I know. As someone who my first introduction into sports was actually dance. Dance was my first sport, but my first love was soccer. I played that when I was 6 years old. I played in the U6 all the way up to U14. And when I was in high school, they did not have a girls' team because all the money went to the boys' team, which we'll get into that. And when I got to college and saw that there was a soccer team, and it was D3, so I didn't really... I mean, you had to try out, but it wasn't super serious. And I played soccer in college for 4 years, and it was so much fun. We weren't that great as a team. We didn't win a lot, but we just had so much fun. And that to me was what mattered.
I actually have a quote about that later. But
so soccer is my first love. I played basketball. I'm more of a watcher of basketball than I am a player of basketball.
If I was taller, if we could switch bodies, oh man.
I wish I was a little bit taller. Why am I singing this every week?
Because you're with me every week.
But fun fact, my high school team, Chelsea High School Red Devils, made it all the way to what used to be the Fleet Center, which is now Boston Garden, for the semifinals for the state championship. And we lost in the semifinals to a team of 30. Mm-hmm. We were a team of 7. And the Globe actually predicted that our team would go all the way. Yeah, we were that good. We were that good. And it was really sad that we lost that game. But, I mean, we were outran, understandably so. But, yeah.
I feel it.
But then, I did softball, I did baseball, I did volleyball, I did track.
I hate running. I wish.
It was sprinting.
I hate running.
I don't do long distance running. 100 meters, I'll smoke you. I'm not Sha'Carri Richardson, but I feel like I could be her third cousin.
Okay. We're here for it.
Like, I made states my freshman year. That's in awesome. The 100, and I came in 6th place in the state. Like,
that's awesome.
That was huge. And I did it without running off blocks. Because I didn't have a coach who taught me how to use them. I just ran off the line. Yeah. Imagine. So what happens when women's sports don't have funding? We'll get into it. But anyways, so you got notes.
So let's backpedal a little bit, just so I can tell you guys a few things.
Go for it.
Just so you know, dance is considered a sport, and if you don't know, now you know. Cheerleading is also considered a sport, and I did that through middle and high school. But cheerleading on the back end of that sport is horrendous.
I feel like cheerleading is more dangerous than football.
Yes.
Am I wrong in thinking that?
No.
Okay.
I would put them on the same level.
Okay.
Concussions, heavy in both. Broken bones, heavy in both.
Concussions, broken, contusions, all that shit. So, all right.
So, just clarifying those things for you guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Let's get it. You got notes.
I have so many notes. Okay, guys. So I want to start with the reasons why females quit sports before they even get to a professional level. Mm-hmm. So the reasons for dropping out, in my opinion, are lack of access to the sports or the cost.
That's not an opinion. That's a fact.
Well, some people are going to say it's my opinion. So
it's not. That's a fact.
That's what happened for me.
A fact. Like there's no funding. There isn't enough marketing.
Yeah, and that's another thing on my list.
Excuse me, enough marketing for young women to get into these sports.
Yep. But also if you're not culturally appropriated to the sport. Like, if it's not in your culture already.
Also that, yeah.
Then you don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I played soccer because culturally, it's what we know.
Yeah, right.
So, it was boom, you did it. Mm-hmm. When I got into cheerleading, my parents didn't know anything about that. So, I was sort of like on my own and figuring it out as I went. And then when you realize how expensive it is.
Oh, yeah, everything is. Everything.
That puts a halt on everything.
Mm-hmm. Because there's no sponsorships. There's no one wants to fund female sports. Even
y'all don't want to fund female happiness, and I'm sad about it. Okay.
Way to hit the marrow of the bone, bro.
Sorry,
but it's necessary. Listen, this is me. I'm always down to hit the marrow of the bone, always, just because.
It bothered me, like I said to Christina before we started, it bothered me, but I didn't know how much it bothered me, so I wrote it down on paper.
Yeah.
But also, I think it bothers me more because I'm a girl mom now. Like, when I just had my son,
that'll do it.
It was different because boys have all these opportunities.
It's laid out the moment they're born. The moment
my daughter wants to do things, I don't ever tell her no. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm. My sister did that with my niece because she pretty much followed everything that my nephew did. And then she found her love for cheerleading and ice skating. Those are her jams right now.
I love that.
Yeah, she's obsessed and she's actually starting to get really good. And I'm like, that's my homie right there. But yeah. What else you got? Because I see you got
God.
What rabbit hole do you want to go down first?
Okay, well, lack of access and funding overall, but safety and transportation. So as a young adult, if you don't feel safe doing something, or like, for example, if you start doing something and you get bullied, what's the first thing you have to do? Quit.
Yeah. And
girls are more likely to get bullied doing something that's not considered the norm than men are.
Yeah.
Transportation, obviously if you're a young adult, you don't have transportation.
No.
If you don't have access to like a school bus or your parents, how are you going to get there? How are you going to do it?
Or the school provides anything, because sometimes they don't.
Social stigma.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I lived in such a blended area that there were other black girls, other colored girls on my cheerleading team. But as I got to high school, it got smaller and smaller.
Of course. Yeah.
And were there girls shaped like me? No.
Which is another reason why girls tend to quit sports because things start to appear bulky. And I say appear because it's really not that serious.
But overall, high school female athletes have more positive body image than just your standard student.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I read somewhere that they're the one. Well,
like if they stick to it,
if they
stick through.
And for those that don't, it's younger than high school, so they don't even make it to high school because they've already quit. Because the body dysmorphia happens.
Yep.
Real early.
Yep.
Which is trash, but here we are.
Yep.
Speaking of transportation, because we're gonna go back to it, but I just watched something recently on ESPN. About the WNBA. This is the last year of their contract with the Players Union, and the Players Union representatives are in the process of garnering transportation to the games. These women, when they go to games, have to fly coach on their own dime. Think about that. Right. And the league is saying the Liberty team in New York can't have a private plane if the Atlanta Dream can't have a private plane because they can't afford it. Like, if you can get the plane, get the fucking plane. You know what I mean? Yeah. There are other teams that have had planes before the other teams that didn't ended up acquiring them on the men's side. We know why it's different on the women's side, but yeah, that shit like really threw me for a loop. So what they're doing at the end of this season is they're going to be renegotiating their contracts to try to acquire travel accommodations from the league. Because it's a lot.
That sounds like a lot.
It's horrible. One of them told me, or not told me, wow, because she was talking to me through the television. But she had mentioned like what her schedule is when they have games. Sometimes the games are back to back and they're in different cities. So you finish a game, you go through tape, then you have to go to the airport, wait to get, you got to go through security and do all the shit, get on the plane and coach, which most of these women are 6'2" and taller. I don't know about y'all little legs. My legs at my big height of 5'8" are uncomfortable in regular seating. I can't imagine at 6'2" having to sit and coach. Like, I play a professional sport, and this is how y'all want me to travel? Like, clearly, there's an element of, does the league really even care about me? It has to be thought about. You know what I mean? But yeah, that shit.
Just actually, oh my God.
Yeah, didn't even know that, did you?
No, that's even
wild.
Add that to my fucking list of shit I'm mad about.
So yeah,
I'm just gonna put travel bullshit at the top of my list
because that's what it is. So speaking of the WNBA, I have in my notes. Don't worry, Martz, we're still on airplane mode. But it says by the numbers. Because I feel like numbers are what the Chads and the Brads will pay attention to. Anytime I see something positive in regards to women's sports, I immediately go to the comments. Just because I want to see where the conversation is. Also, I'm nosy as fuck. It's fine. But I love seeing the Chads and the Brads get dragged in these comments because they are visibly outnumbered now, which is nice because before it wasn't always the case. But by the numbers, so as of today, which was a few weeks ago, we're at the end of April now, the Atlanta Dream, Las Vegas Aces, and the Dallas Wings have sold out their season tickets for the 2024 season. Sold out. Has not happened before. 3 teams sold out. Done and done. In 2023, the WNBA regular season reached over 36 million total unique viewers across all national networks. And it was at its highest since 2008, and it was up 27% from 2022. Please don't tell me people don't want to watch this shit, because they do. It's in the numbers. And by the numbers, And on that, let's talk about the NCAA, which was huge this past year, in large part to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. But the women's basketball viewership was broken 3 times during the tournament. The Elite Eight matchup between Iowa and LSU drew 12.3 million viewers, while the Final Four matchup between Iowa and UConn drew 14.2 million viewers, setting the stage for the record-breaking championship game between Iowa and South Carolina, which I don't have that number, but I wasn't even in the country, and we were watching it.
I was watching it.
That's how big a deal it is.
I was actually watching it and texting with your wife on Instagram. True story.
That's awesome. But and let's also shout out to South Carolina. And first of all, Dawn Staley has been a national treasure forever. I've always been a huge fan of her. And I've been waiting since I was in high school for this woman to get the flowers that she deserves. Her team is undefeated. Undefeated. You played 36 games and you won all 36 of these games. Excuse me, what? That's so hard to do at a D1 level.
I know.
Bruh. That shit is insane to me. She also won an award. I can't remember the name of the award, and I'm not going to Google it because I don't want to get yelled at. But
Merce doesn't actually yell at us, just so you guys know.
No, he's not.
He's actually really nice. He's the opposite of the Brads and the Chads, just so you guys know.
Thanks for clarifying that. But she won this award that's given to both players and coaches, and she's the only athlete and coach to have received it as an athlete and as a coach, which is like... I just love Dawn.
She's daydreaming.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. I want to meet her. I want to be in her presence. I want to be around. That kind of energy is just, it's everything. So, yeah. What else you got? Because I'm just going to be off daydreaming.
So, I have ways to fix it. Ways to fix, I guess.
Let's talk about it.
Everything. Boosting media exposure is the first and foremost thing that needs to happen.
Guess what? It's already started to happen.
Crazy.
Fun fact, I am not sponsored by them, but do you know how much the League Pass is for the WNBA app? For those that don't know, the League Pass grants you access to every single game this season. It is $34.99. No tax. Well, I guess it don't depend on what state you live in. I don't fucking know. But we spend $35 on some dumb shit. You want to talk about...
I do spend $35 on dumb
as
shit.
do I, for sure. But for $35, you can support women's professional basketball. It's that simple. And on top of that, the Indiana Fever, which is now the team that Caitlin Clark has been drafted to, last year they had one game on ESPN. Mind you, their season's real short. They play 40 games during the summer and then playoffs if they make it. This year, 39 of their games will be played on ESPN.
I love to see it.
It's the collective crying of the Chads and Brads in the background that just make me so happy. It's like, this is bullshit. These are the dude bros that think they can beat these women at their game because they're women. Imagine...
You know what plays in my head whenever these men assume that?
Tell me.
The scene from Space Jam where Charles Barkley plays outside and Shorty says, "You ain't Charles Barkley." You're just a wannabe who looks like him. Just that. Over and over in my head. Okay? Done.
Everybody get up. It's time to slam. That's my favorite movie. And I knew, as soon as you said it, I knew exactly what you were talking about.
It's the best thing ever.
It's the best movie of all time.
I just keep dropping lower. I'm not sure what's happening today.
That's okay. That's all right.
I'm trying.
We're gonna project from our diaphragm and just Are we good? We good? Okay, we're good.
Okay. Stop assuming that men are superior. That's the next.
Also that.
Like
we can. Here's the thing. You can give them their flowers when they do good at shit. Go Celtics, because we in the playoffs. We doing all that shit. So, no fingers crossed. We're in it. We're in it,
but it's only game 1. I gotta take deep breaths, and I gotta just...
Well, by the time this comes out, we might be in round 2.
Deep breaths.
That's fine. We're making it. It's gonna be great. And we're gonna give them flowers where it's due. All I'm saying, I think I saw something recently that said, don't pay women what men get paid within professional sports. Pay men what women get paid and see how angry they get. Because
players in the NBA get paid 100 times more than players in the WNBA.
Yeah.
Think about that.
So I showed my wife this video yesterday. This mother was filming her 2 boys and asked them what they thought Caitlin Clark was going to make in her rookie season. First one was like, oh, she's got like 3-4 million. And his brother was like, oh, she's worth 38 million easy. They're so fucking cute. They're both under the age of 12. The mother was like, during her 4-year contract, she's slated to make $350,000. Part of her income. And they were like, that's cheap and completely unfair. And one of them said, Dad makes more than that. And I'm just like...
And he probably does.
Oh, of course he does. Of course he does. And that's not to discount, like, we know she's going to get endorsements. We know she's going to make her money. She's in the process of getting an 8-figure deal with Nike and her own shoe. Good for her.
That's a sore subject for me. There's, like, so much.
Is it because A'ja Wilson doesn't have a shoe? I know.
Okay.
Because I want her shoe. I want an A'ja Wilson shoe.
Well, I just think everything should be fair. Everything should be fair.
It's not going to be.
But also, Nike doesn't make any sense because they gave a whole deal to fucking Megan Thee Stallion, who doesn't have anything to do with any sort of fitness. And you can't tell me that body was built in a gym. You can't tell me that. You can't. Okay?
I'm sorry. That's really funny. But there's no... I don't see a lie detected. But also, listen, it's... What do they call NIL? Like name, image, and likeness. That's what sells. Unfortunately. But here we are. But yeah, so I'm hoping over the next several years. I'm not even hoping. Ooh, I have another thing by the numbers. The commissioner, who's a female, BT Dubs, Kathy Engelbert, she is actually in the process of expanding the WNBA to 16 teams by 2028. And the goal is to bring the 14th team by 2026. They announced last year that they'll be adding the 13th team that will be owned and operated by the Warriors. Did you hear about that?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm here for this.
Oh, Steph Curry's foot is like...
on their fucking necks. I know. I know.
And I also love seeing men get hyped up about this. Did you see... So there's this company called Together that's run by Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe. And it's like TOGETHXR. And their merch says, everyone watches women's sports.
Yeah.
I purchased sweatshirts from them right at like before the cusp of shit got really thick. Mm-hmm. And then I got an email that I have to wait 3 to 4 weeks for my shit because now everyone wants to buy their shit. Mm-hmm. But like seeing celebrities wear
of course
that everyone watches women's sports is like the coolest fucking thing ever. Can we talk about Jason Sudeikis and how he lives at the Liberty Games? He lives at the Liberty Games. He's fucking hilarious. But I appreciate the support, especially from a white man. Hello. Yeah. So, yeah. But what you got?
So good things are coming.
More. Yes.
Good things
are coming.
So for the lower level, not necessarily like professional level, but like encouraging female-led teams. So like, like you said, your school didn't have a soccer team, like a female soccer team, so you couldn't.
I couldn't play.
At that time.
Right.
Now, you could.
Yeah. There's one there now.
Well, even if there wasn't, now you could.
I could. If I made a big enough stink about it.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like Andrea would do that for you.
Oh, she would be so little and so loud. Like, everybody. But yeah.
But
like this, and this is the same woman, speaking of Andrea. My mama. So, for a period of time when I moved home from Miami, I got really into surfing. I bought a surfboard. I got a wetsuit because New England. It's fucking cold up here. And every time I would walk down the beach with my board and bag in hand, my mom would be with me. Not that my mom could do anything because mama can't swim, but she feels comfort in knowing that she can see me in the water. That's Andrea. That's what she does.
Okay.
She's adorable.
She is adorable.
But we would walk by people and they would, I'm used to it. I'd get the stares, the looks like, what is this black girl doing with the surfboard? Can she even swim? Is she worried about getting her hair wet? I'm sure all these thoughts are going through their head. And my mom looks at every single person that side-eyes me and says, yes, black people surf too.
I love that. I'm going to put that on a shirt and give it to you for Christmas. That's what I'm doing.
Like,
writing it down right now.
I'm like, Mama. She's like, no, I don't like how they're looking at you. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, the mom switch is never off.
You can't turn it off.
I've noticed that as I've gotten older, but it's fine. So, yeah, mom's a big supporter of me surfing, which I think is super cute.
Have you been surfing recently?
No, I haven't surfed since before the pandemic. I know.
Put it on the list.
It's definitely going to have to happen, for sure. Even at some point this year. So, yeah. Oh, and speaking of surfing, since we're talking about women's sports, shout out to the WSL, which is the World Surf League. Their commissioner, I can't remember her name, but she's also a female from Australia. Before the pandemic, she fought for women on tour to get the same pay that the men do.
Love that.
The first and only professional sport to do that.
Love
so,
that.
For example, chopu. For those that are in the surf world, you know what that means. It is a huge fucking thing. It's probably the wave that was thought of with the marketing for Ocean Spray. It's that big. It's huge, heavy wave. Mm-hmm. The men that would win surfing that wave would get anywhere between $500,000 and $750,000 for first place. The women would get $30,000 on the same wave. Same conditions, same life and death situations.
Yeah.
Getting paid pennies in comparison to. And this new commissioner came in and was like, nah, we're not doing that. And there wasn't a debate about it. The men were like, yeah, sure. Let's do it. Like, there was no complaint from their end. And actually, one of them who was in the league for like ever was saying like, why did it take so long for this to happen anyway? Mm-hmm. But nobody wants to hear that because it's a very male dominated sport. So
much like
everything else,
everything,
you know, but so yeah, but anyways.
So there's a book, right?
Oh yes. Tell me.
The book is called Money, Power, Respect: How Women in Sports Are Shaping the Future of Feminism.
Money, power, respect, what you need in life.
Right?
Money, power,
That's immediately what I thought of too.
I was like, Lil' Kim, what? So wait, who wrote it?
Her name is Michaela McKenzie.
Okay.
And just an excerpt from the book. Mm-hmm. The WNBA is a particular potent example of how we value women as a society.
Ooh.
The league, which is half owned by 30 franchises of the NBA, mm-hmm. is one of the most popular and successful women's major league sport ever. Mm-hmm. The league boasts household names like Sue Bird and the Candace Parker. Mm-hmm. And in the recent years has seen a massive jump in viewership. Yet the pay gap in women's basketball face at every level that remains enormous. And the way it manifests often feels like a slap in the face to the extremely talented and hardworking women who make up the league.
Yep.
Not going to read the whole book to you guys, but
that's fine.
Get what I'm saying.
But, so once upon a time, I met Sue Bird.
Shut the fuck up.
I met Sue Bird. Probably one of the only positive things out of my last relationship. She was one of the trainers for the Seattle Storm. So when I went out to visit, I would often get access to where the players were and stuff. What? Yeah, it was so fucking cool. One of my most treasured things that I've recently found out I still have, because I thought I lost it during my mother's move, but my wife was like, no, we have it here. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, because I don't remember seeing it. I have an autographed basketball from Tina Thompson. Bro.
Your life is so good.
It just, and the way, so I met Tina, shook hands, hi, nice to meet you. You're one of my favorite players from ever ago. And I remember seeing Tina and I had mouthed to myself, oh my God, in the huge fangirl moment, not realizing I hadn't turned away from her. So she saw me be like, oh my God. But it was one of the coolest fucking moments of my life to be in the presence of greatness. Oh, she's so pretty in person. But it was just, and I think that is also what really not necessarily started my love for the WNBA, but I've always been a fan of female basketball. I followed UConn women's sports since I was in the 8th grade. So this is nothing new to me and to a lot of us, honestly. This has been a thing. But here we are, finally getting the attention that it deserves. And can we get into it? So, I had a conversation recently with several members of my family and their distaste for Angel Reese. And I had to check them and check them in a way that didn't make them feel I was checking them. I asked them a whole bunch of probing questions to get to the root as to why you feel the way you do about this young woman who absolutely has no influence in your life whatsoever. And it basically boiled down to a fear of strong women. We don't see it. We're not used to it. We're not surrounded by it. And if we are, it's stifled the moment a light shines on it. So here is this young woman who is unapologetically herself.
All the time.
Consistently puts up double-doubles every fucking game she plays. She blocked some chick while holding her shoe in her hand. Her shoe fell off in the middle of a play and some girl came up with the ball, tried to shoot on Angel. Angel was like, nah, bitch, not here. She is such the quintessential, backcourt player, if you will. And I say backcourt being the courts from the streets. She's that player. And she said often, when you're from Baltimore, you have to be. If you show any kind of weakness, they will eat you alive. So it forces you to have a tougher skin. And she believes that had she not gone through that, she wouldn't be the player that she is now. And I fully believe that. But I think a lot of people are intimidated by her. I think her confidence makes them uncomfortable because she's so unapologetically herself. And I don't think that in a country that doesn't regard or respect Black women knows how to handle a woman like Angel Reese.
I agree.
I said what I said. Take with it what you will. Facts are facts. But
I think we can take it back to in the series where her and Caitlyn were playing each other, the hand motion.
Oh,
you can't see me. Because that became a whole thing for... It became a meme of astronomical fucking numbers.
Yeah,
like,
it did. But that's the thing. Like, here's the thing.
She
if you
did
don't play basketball or you don't play competitive sports, you don't know what it's like to be on a court, on a pitch, in the field, talking shit or having shit talked to you. It's a part of the game.
For sure.
all of us have done it. Especially on the basketball court. Like, you ain't gonna shoot on me, blah, blah, and then they do, and then it's like, oh shit, now I gotta step my game up. You know, like, people don't understand that it's a part of the game. And Angel has even said in multiple interviews that once she gets in those lines, you're not friends.
Yeah.
And we have an understanding of that. During my high school season where we played all the way up to the Fleet Center, one of the teams we played, I was actually friends with their center. Our parents worked together before we were even born. So, like, we knew each other for a long time. I gave her hell on the court. She's like, what the hell? I'm like, we're not friends right now.
You can't be.
No. It's my senior year. Well, it's my senior year, too. I don't care. Play like you want to play tomorrow. Because that's where I'm at. Like, you're not going to...
Yep.
So, I think... with players like Angel Reese and Flau'jae, like, it makes people inadvertently put a mirror in front of their face and kind of look at why it is they react to these women the way that they do. But that's just me. And God damn it, give A'ja Wilson a fucking shoe.
Now!
I want to wear it.
I
want to wear a shoe.
Okay?
Because I don't know if you've noticed... there are no black players in the WNBA that have a shoe.
No, I've noticed.
It's not like there's many of them. You know, we're talking 12 teams here. But still. Like, and the ones who perform at the highest, like even Alyssa Thompson from the Connecticut Sun. She was in the MVP running. Her numbers, she should have been MVP last year. Should have been. And she wasn't.
And here we are.
Here we are. It's fine, because she's... I have high hopes. But anyways, so did you have anything else that you wanted to add to this conversation? Because I'm sure we will talk about this again.
I'm sure we will talk about it again.
Oh wait, I got.
I actually have quotes too.
All right, because I'm like I have screenshots. Oh, and while we're talking about female sports, let's talk about the fact that at the Toronto-Montreal game, again, this is end of April, so this was like April 19th or April 20th, there was a world record that was set by fans that attended this professional women's hockey league game of 21,105 people.
Woo!
The amount of people that tuned in to watch the WNBA draft, 2.5 million. The last time their viewership was even close to that was 601,000 in 2004. And yeah, that was it. But also, let's talk about Iowa versus LSU, the 12.3 million viewers that are more than every women's college basketball game ever, every ESPN college basketball game ever, every MLB game last season, every NHL game last season, every MLS game last season, every NBA game last season except for one, and every CFB regular game, every CFB regular season game last season with the exception of one. And then someone responded to that saying, it's a terrible day to be the guy online with 9 followers that comments, "We don't care" under a women's sports post. That was awesome. But yeah. Just support women's sports.
Yep.
We're the shit.
If you have any little babies that want to play sports, let them play.
Please.
Let them play whatever they want.
Organize. Try to get funding, sponsors, all that shit. Like, the babies
volunteer
need
to be
it.
a coach, even if you've never played. Do it.
Ooh.
Do it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because sometimes they just need like adult supervision.
Okay.
So like,
I guess they can learn as they go.
No, because like, say you want to coach women's basketball, I can be there if you have, because you're only allotted like 5 kids to you. Mm-hmm. If so you can have 10 kids. I can be there as your second adult, but you're doing all the fundamentals. I'm just there as an adult supervisor.
Got it. Okay, I can support that.
Do it.
Do it. You got anything else?
I have quotes.
Get it.
All right.
Just got British real quick.
I really think a champion is not defined by their wins, but how they recover from their fall.
Okay.
Serena Williams. And then my coach says I run like a girl. And I said, if he ran a little faster, he could too. Mia Hamm.
Also, wait, who was the first quote by again?
Serena Williams.
Brain fart. You know, she's in the process of potentially investing in the WNBA. Might even own a team.
Let's hope.
You know, Tom Brady already is part owner of the Las Vegas Aces. Everyone knows what's up. Just be on board.
Because Tom Brady knows, because he's a girl dad. He's supporting the shit out of that. Okay? He knows.
He knows what's up. That's funny.
So those
we will
are
talk
all
about
things.
this again. I'm sure there'll have been things I've missed, things that we'll talk about on a later episode. But the point is support sports
as a whole,
in general, but also like give the female sports their flowers, because these women put in a lot of hard work and they literally fight through blood, sweat, and tears to put on a good show for us. So
give them the opportunity to shine on the same platform.
That's the gag. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Well, if you've made it this far, God bless. Thank you for making it this far into this episode. Follow us on all the social mediums. Shout out to The Bridge Sound and Stage.
And Mertz.
Woo, woo. Killing it on the other side of the soundproof glass. You already did your quote for the day. Did you have anything else that you wanted to get off your heart?
Drink water, mind your business. That's
and stay hydrated, mind your business. And we'll see you bitches next week.
Bye.